Hi, welcome to ClickMyProject.com. This video will lead us to the demo of an authenticated trust and reputation calculation and management system for cloud and sensor networks integration, induced by incorporating the powerful data storage and data processing abilities of cloud computing, as well as ubiquitous data gathering capability of wireless sensor networks. CCWSN integration received a lot of attention from both academia and industry. However, authentication as well as trust and reputation calculation and management of cloud service providers and sensor network providers are two very critical and barely explored issues for this new paradigm. To fill the gap, this paper proposes a novel authenticated trust and reputation calculation and management system for CCWSN integration. Considering the authenticity of CSP and SNP, the attribute requirement of cloud service user, and CSP, the cost, trust and reputation of the service of CSP and SNP, the proposed ATRCM system achieves the following three functions: authenticating CSP and SNP to avoid malicious impersonation attacks, calculating and managing trust and reputation regarding the service of CSP and SNP, and helping CSU choose desirable CSP and assisting CSP in selecting appropriate SNP. Detailed analysis and design as well as further functionality evaluation results are presented to demonstrate the effectiveness of ATRCM, followed with system security analysis. First of all, the cloud service user have to register into the system. After that, the cloud service provider also register into the system. Then the sensor network provider also register into the system. After registration only, the CSU, CSP and SNP can communicate with each other. So the registration is very important process. After that, the CSU have to be log into the system, and the CSU must find out the trust value of CSP. There are many CSPs are present in the system. From that, the CSU have to be find out the trust value of each CSPs, and then the reputation value is also very important for the CSU. There are many CSPs are present in the system, so that for each CSP, the CSU have to find out the reputation value. From this trust and reputation value of CSPs, the CSU have to be calculated the total value. Based on that value, the CSU have to select any one of the CSP. Then the CSP have to find out the trust value of SNP. There are many SNPs present in the system. For each and every SNP, the CSP have to find out the trust value. Likewise, the CSP have to find out the reputation value for SNP. There are many SNPs are present in the system. From that, for each and every SNP, the CSP have to find out the reputation value for all the SNPs. From the trust and reputation value of SNPs, the total value is calculated by the CSP. This value is used to select any one of the best SNP. Then the user have to send a request, that is the query. This query is transferred from CSU to CSP. The CSP receives the query and send the query to SNP. The SNP have to search for the relevant data for the query and transfer the relevant data to the CSP. Then the CSP transfers the relevant data to CSU. The CSU retrieves the data from the CSP. Let us see the demo of the project. First of all, run homepage.java. Right click the file and click run file option. Just click this image. This page will show the sensor network providers details. that is the sensor network ID, location, and then the password, and then the coverage. Likewise, we can see the cloud service providers details here, and then the cloud service users details also displayed here. Now already there are some of the details are created. If the user wants to insert a new SNP means just click this button. If the user wants to create new CSP means just click this button. And then if the user wants to create new CSU means just click this button. Then click next. Enter the ID of user and then enter the password of user. Then click login. Press the trust of CSPs. The trust value is calculated for all the CSPs. And then press reputation of CSPs. The reputation value is calculated for all the CSPs. This is found out by the cloud service user. From this trust and reputation values, the total value is calculated. Then click select. The service provider which have the highest overall value is selected as a service provider for this user at this time. Then click next. Now this is the service provider. Click the trust of SNP. The trust value is calculated for all the SNPs, and then press the reputation of SNPs. The reputation value is calculated for all the SNPs, and then click total. The trust and the reputation value is added with each other, and then find the overall value for all the SNPs. This is calculated by the cloud service provider. Then click select. The SNP which is selected is having the highest overall value. Then click next. Here the service user can send the request. The request is for three types. They are temples, hospitals and hotels. Just click any one of that and then press the location. Here the user query is displayed here. Then the user have to send this query to cloud service provider. Click next. The service provider is 1, and then the service provider location is also displayed here. The request received by the service provider is displayed here. Then click next. This request is now received by the sensor network provider. The sensor network provider ID is displayed here, and then this is the location. It is the request. Then click the relevant data. These are the relevant data from the sensor network providers for the query, and click next. Now this is transferred to the cloud service provider. The cloud service provider receives the relevant data for the user's query, and then click next. The service user have to receive the relevant data for the query that's sent by him.